everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Blake's Books. Today I have another book review for you, and that is for Bloodborne, the Bleak Dominion, written by Cullen Bunn, with art by Peter Kowalski, and I can't remember the other artist's name off the top of my head, sorry. But this is the sixth and final Bloodborne graphic novel released at this time. I don't know if they'll release more, I hope they do, but as of right now, this is the final one that is out. Over the last several months, I have been reading through the Bloodborne graphic novels. I really enjoyed the first two, as well as 4 and 5. Number 3 I thought was like okay. Didn't love it, but generally I have really enjoyed these graphic novels, and I'm a big fan of the video game and all of that stuff. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on any of the previous graphic novels, I have reviews for all of those on my channel, so you can go check those out. But this is the last one. I was excited to read it, and I have to say, like, you know, it was good, but I do think that the Bloodborne graphic novels, if this is the final one that is coming out, kind of went out on a somewhat weaker note for me. Like, it's not bad by any means, but I would say it is one of the lesser graphic novels in my opinion. But, you know, there was still some stuff in there that I enjoyed. So as far as things that I liked about this, one thing that I do like about it is the general setup of this book, which is much more kind of smaller scale, I think, than some of the previous graphic novels, which it primarily focuses on 2 hunters within the world of Bloodborne, as well as a child who is being apprenticed by these hunters, and learning how to be a hunter and all this stuff. And they are wanting to avenge their sister who was killed, and so they venture down into the Chalice dungeons of Bloodborne in order to basically strike a deal to bring them back. And so that's kind of the basic idea behind this. And I thought, you know, that was a fun setup. It was interesting. And one thing I do enjoy about the setup specifically, and in this graphic novel in general, is that it does do something different for these graphic novels. I have enjoyed each of these, even though, like, there was one that I didn't care too much for. But one thing I've enjoyed about all of these graphic novels is that each of them offers something unique, both in terms of story and in terms of presenting different aspects of Bloodborne. So in the first one, very much inspired by the gameplay loop of Bloodborne, of going out, you know, killing things, dying, respawning, all this stuff. Second one, very lore focused, very much focused on kind of the backstory of Bloodborne. A couple of the other ones very much focused more so on the madness and the insanity and the just bad things going on. This one focuses on the Chalice dungeons, which are a pretty big thing in the lore of Bloodborne, and does something a little bit interesting and different. I don't think I can't remember if the Chalice dungeons have appeared in the other graphic novels, but I think this is the first time they've been in there, and so it was fun to see that, something a little bit different. So that was cool. The artwork, as well, as per usual, fantastic. Very action heavy as well, which the artwork does a great job of depicting. You know, just great artwork in general. That's the one thing that all of these graphic novels are excellent at, is the artwork. And this one definitely kind of similar to how they approach the story and just the approaching something unique about Bloodborne in each graphic novel. This one definitely has kind of a unique feel to it, much like the other ones did. So this one to me just has this strong feeling of like darkness and oppressiveness to it, that is very fitting for the Chalice dungeons, because there's just a bunch of things trying to kill you. You know, that was well done also. Yeah, like, I generally had a pretty good time reading this, but the main thing that I didn't care for as much with this is kind of twofold. First, I didn't think that it really took as much advantage of the story concept as it could have. Like, I think something like the second graphic novel, which was called The Healing Thirst, I believe, really took advantage of the story idea that was being done in that graphic novel. Or you have like the previous one, which was Lady of the Lanterns, which again had kind of an interesting, unique setup and also took good advantage of the story concept. This one has a cool idea for the story, and it follows through on it, but not in a way that I found particularly compelling, and not in a way that really feels like it was fleshed out as much as it could have been. Granted, like, this is a 100-page graphic novel. It doesn't, like, it has a good amount of space to do stuff, but it doesn't have a huge amount. So, you know, I suppose that could be a factor, but this one doesn't, it feels really bare bones in terms of story, and that's one of the issues I had with it, where, you know, cool setup, but it doesn't really feel like there was enough to the story going on here to really hook me or have me that interested, or the characters or anything like that. Like, all the setup was there was some cool ideas, and it just didn't go far enough with it. The other thing for me is more of a personal thing as a fan of Bloodborne. You know, I like the Chalice dungeons being here, you know, as a cool part of the lore, cool part of the world building, something that I enjoy being here. But I feel like there were aspects of it that just didn't sit right with me, and I can't really talk about them much without spoiling the graphic novel. But there is a certain part of this graphic novel, more so towards the end, where a significant piece of the backstory and lore of Bloodborne is implemented into this graphic novel, and it just didn't work for me. It felt like, to me, my interpretation of that piece of lore in Bloodborne is not, it doesn't line up with the way it's portrayed in the graphic novel, to me. And Bloodborne's a very interpretive game, so that could entirely just be, you know, me talking there. I don't know if anyone else would feel that way, or anything like that, but for me, it felt a little off. And that did kind of bother me a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. So, yeah, overall, not a whole lot of thoughts on this one. Like, it was a decent, fine time, but that's really about it, which is unfortunate, because I really wanted to, you know, I wanted the graphic novels to go out on a high note. And to me, it's like, you know, it was a good graphic novel, but nothing that really blew me away. So, as far as a rating out of 10, I'd give this, I think, a 7 out of 10. Like, you know, it was good, just wasn't amazing. But I would highly recommend checking out some of the other graphic novels, because there are some real highlights in there, and a lot of them that I have really liked. So, you know, 2 out of 6, not really caring for, is not terrible. So, you know, I guess that's okay. So that's pretty much all I got for you. Let me know in the comments if you have read The Bleak Dominion, what you thought of it, if so. If you agree that it was a little disappointing, or if you really liked it, whatever you thought, let me know down in the comments. And now that I've finished all of these, let me know which of the graphic novels is your favorite too. For me, it's probably either The Healing Thirst, or maybe the 5th one, The Lady of the Lanterns. I think those are probably my 2 favorites. So that's pretty much all I got for you today. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.